Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed. So, on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. Also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Yes, captains, a lot of VCs to be dropped, and of course we will do so during the course of this video, and then at the end give our conclusions. Now, before we start, I will say that 3 of the 4 announcements on the X feed is on the Discord, so I will let you know which ones. But with that said, they're getting closer. They're getting closer. Comment below closer. Almost, not quite, whatever you want, captains, hashtag. So here we go. Now, we did miss this, so my apologies, but this was already on, or this is on as the drop of this video, which is a bonus marks on the PC bridge. So this is actually started, it actually started June 27th. So if you were just playing already, your TFO is doing the daily, you would have already gotten the bonus marks already, but it goes until July 1st, which is tomorrow as a drop of this video. And of course, it is for your fleet and or reputation marks that is giving a 1.5 times 50% bonus. So my apologies, caps, but we're going to include it in this video nonetheless. So there's that. And yes, this was in the Discord. So let's say 4 out of 5. Next up here, so the Echelon Intel Science Spearhead has seen that Star Trek Picard is coming to Xbox and PlayStation tomorrow. So finally coming to the console bridge. Now, we did cover this already. It says here about 2 months ago. So usually it's about a month, but this one looks like it took an extra month. But regardless, it is now coming to the Xbox and PlayStation bridge. So it's the Echelon Intel Science Spearhead, and of course it starts on July 1st, and it is going straight into the Infinity Lock box. So again, love this little graphic here. Now, we've already gone through the details of the ship. Personally, not really a ship that we will be getting right away. If we do, it's going to be way down the road. We already have the Sagan, and for us it's already okay enough. But captains, I will link the actual initial reaction or the initial review of the blog here in the description below, so you guys can actually go and watch our 2 ECs being dropped in this video. But for my console caps, as mentioned, it will be dropping tomorrow. So there is that. So this is the 3rd one here, and here we go. Finally, we have information for the summer event, and may I say, this is an absolutely this is gonna be a thumbnail 100%. This is an awesome looking image here. Like this, the thumbnail, it's gonna be great. I absolutely love it. Love the vibes. You see there the Holoship, which we knew was coming anyways, and it's all over sitting there on Risa. So there's that. So come all to the fabulous annual Walnut Festival, hosted on the breathtakingly beautiful resort planet of Risa. Enjoy the beach, relax with a cocktail, and gain some amazing rewards like a brand new starship. So we'll head over to the actual blog here. So the 2025 Risian Walnut Festival. So, and of course, it'll including the grand prize. So this is by Counselor Sana. So come all to the famous annual Walnut Festival, hosted by the, of course we read that already. So captains from all corners of the galaxy are invited to spend their days relaxing in the sun and engaging in a host of festive activities, sure to make you forget all about any pesky six-eyed threats looming in the shadowy corners of space. Now, let me just say, caps, especially to the newer captains to Star Trek Online, this is one of my favorite events in Star Trek Online, as it really just changes the pace. There's a lot of things that really here, it kind of just makes it more relaxing, if anything. So for the most part, captains, I encourage you to take advantage of this event, because yes, you get a free ship once you fulfill the daily events required. So here you go. So running from July 1st to the 30th, so a whole month. And this is across all platforms, so both the PC and console bridge. Players can participate in the various activities available on the Pleasure Planet to earn daily progress towards this year's grand prize, the Federation Intel Holoship, which we knew was coming anyways because of a leak. So of course, click here for a separate devlog, which we will go over in a bit. So in addition to the grand prize Starship, new reward offerings are being added to the summer store vendors, allowing players to trade in LLAP favors or more fun seasonal rewards. So first up, the Frontier Doctor suit. So this is of course Bones, who wore this suit in the TMP movies. Yes, just because if we want to go retro, well, now you can. So that's pretty good. Again, you're gonna have to earn these favors, or if you have favors left over from last year, definitely use it to buy these outfits. It'd be nice if they would also put the cost of them here. Deca, if you by chance watch this video, why don't you let us know the cost in the blog too, as we can prepare ahead of time. So there's that again. This is the Frontier Doctor outfit. Next up, stay fashionable weather. You are enjoying some rest and relaxation on Ryza, or cruising your way through an uncharted corner of the universe with this outfit inspired by one worn by Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. There you go. Next up, sunscreen. They really went all out into they literally just painted our nose. There you go. Costumes, Rizian, sunscreen, makeup. So the last thing you want is to miss the dancing competition due to slightly too long nap under the Rizian sun. So be sure to wear proper sunscreen to avoid the trip to medbay for dermal regeneration. So there you go. That's literally it. Gonna paint your nose. Next up, so the prismatic power boards and floaters. The colors for this year, so classic thruster pack prismatic floater and prismatic power board. So enjoy the Rizian skies and waves with these new models of floaters and powerboard. The prismatic floater and prismatic powerboard colors will mesmerize anyone looking your way, whether you are riding the last wave or admiring the vista from the top of the lighthouse. Bring back memories from many summers ago with a classic thruster pack inspired by the ones seen in Star Trek the motion picture. So this is pretty cool. I might actually get this. This looks actually really cool. They're probably these probably gonna cost like 1,000 or favors there, but I don't need these. I don't really participate in the PvP stuff, the surfboarding, but I do like the Horgon Hunt, and I use the pack, of course, these floaters, and this actually just looks cool, and we might just absolutely nab that just because, and hopefully it may be faster. Who knows? Now there's a new offering of universal kit modules. So here you go. This year we are focusing on the Terra part of terraforming, with a set of ground and ground adjacent universal kit modules compatible with last year's Rizian Terraformer universal kit frame. So first one here is a rapid lithic formation, so an earth element kit. Catch your foes by surprise by springing fully formed stalagmites right under their feet. The kit module will deal kinetic damage to enemies in a 5 meters radius from the main target. It also has a 20% chance of knocking those affected in the air. Nice. Just yeet them up in the air. Next up, the mineral quicksand, so earth element kit. So these two are both earth elements, so make the ground where your foes stand their worst enemy. This kit module will modify the chemical structure of a 15 meters area of ground right under the target's position, dealing damage and slowing them every second. Max 5 stacks, once at max. The target will be rooted in place for 10 seconds, but all the mineral oil is highly flammable. Using direct energy weapons on a rooted target will ignite them for 10 seconds. Jeez. That sounds pretty. Now, again, I'll just say this off the bat here, Deca, why not put some gifts here for these so that we can see how they look like? You've done it before, you can do it again, or you can keep doing it. I think it's a great way to sell and build some excitement for these new kits, or just new items, new ships overall. So last one, the wrist mounted acid spray, which is an air elemental kit. Hold the power of the resilient terraforming in your wrist. Inside this wrist-mounted module are all the necessary elements to aerolize, a very potent acid mix that will deal toxic damage for 10 seconds to any foe unfortunate enough to be affected by its spray. They will also receive a plus 10% damage, max 5 stacks, and be confused for 10 seconds. And speaking of gifts, look at that. You can do it. You can do it, Deca. All you have to do is like a 5-second clip of each thing showing how they look like. I think it would go a long way. So new emotes available to unlock. The first one is calisthenics. See there? Your tune will get some stretching going. Next one, conquer the dance hall with the tap dance. There you go. Tapping without, sure. That looks pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time I've seen gifts for these emotes. Correct me if I'm wrong in the description below, Caps. Get some friends together to show your hype with a baseball wave. And that's it. So I can now foresee a lot of friends, Caps, maybe even us on stream. We'll get this, we'll line up, and we'll try to see if we can do an actual proper wave. We'll see. We'll have to see if that can work out. So there is that. Some cool, interesting items. I'd say this, I think people will love this. Space Barbie is the true endgame. I mean, I guess people like painting your nose, but this floater looks absolutely cool, so definitely probably gonna go for that. Maybe this mineral quicksand is probably what we'll be getting this year. So there is that. Go back here to the X feed, and here you go. So as the grand prize of this year's Walnut Festival Summer event, players on PC and console will have the chance to earn the Federation Intel Holoship. Find out the specs here. So there you go, the Holoship. I mean, yes, it is what it is. I'll go into more of its design and what we'll be doing with it in a bit here, but let's go over the blog. So the Federation Intel Holoship. So as the grand prize of this year's Walnut Festival Summer events, PC, of course, and console caps will have the chance to earn this ship. Let's see if we can watch this. This is your typical video showcasing the ship. It's a brick. Comment below brick. Flying brick, hollow brick, whatever. That's what we're getting. I don't know, this can't even make it exciting for me. I mean, it's just a brick. I believe that's the bridge area there, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, again, your typical video there. It's they're trying to make it look dynamic, but I'm not sure how dynamic you can make a brick look. Wonder if it's going to showcase any of the hollow stuff there, because this would be a great opportunity to do so, but I have a feeling not. Nope. That answers that question. Would have been great to show it off, just saying. So there she is. There she is. All right, so. And again, it's the grand prize, the Federation Intel Holoship. Love this graphic here, of course. And of course, this was as seen in Star Trek Insurrection. So this had some really cool features that we read, but now we actually get to really go into them. I'm not going to use this as to read because I can't read that, but you can see here all the stats. And of course, all the stats are right here. So we'll go over this. The Federation Intel Holoship in 2375, Starfleet converted an unassuming civilian bulk freighter into a massive mobile holodeck equipped with a cloaking device and a large array of long-range transporters. This ship, originally adapted for use of the clandestine operation, led by a rogue Starfleet admiral, inspired Star Trek Tactical to revisit the naval tradition of the Q ship. During the 20th century, Q ships were freighters that had been secretly retrofitted for combat. Opportunistic warships would close in, search for easy prey, only to fall victim to the ship's hidden weapons. Federation Intel Holoship brought that concept forward to the 24th century in a bid to combat piracy and conduct important espionage actions during the Dominion War. Now, Starfleet has upgraded systems yet again. It is outfitted for combat and is enhanced by the number of kills it delivers within a set time of scale. Now, we're going to revisit this little line here back in a bit. Captains who knows, who's seen the video that we already posted, well, there you go. We have the answer, but we'll go over that after this. So along with its holomatrix emitter, this ship is also capable of assuming one of 3 different holographic configurations: tactical, science, and engineering, to better mimic the ships that its holomatrix emits. So each configuration has their own strengths and weaknesses, and has its own foes defeated counter, which grant additional bonuses that grow in power when more enemies are defeated. The ship holograms available to use are different for each configuration, and more holograms are available depending on the foe's defeated counter on that specific configuration. So this starship features a Commander Universal / Intelligence Specialist seat and a Lieutenant Commander Universal / Miracle Worker Specialist seat. So a beam-heavy build you can definitely put on this. So ship details, of course, tier 6, and you just have to complete the tutorial to be able to use it. Hull mod 1.25, shield mod 1.15, weapons is 4/4, device slots 3, bridge offshore stations, we went over that, but the other 2, so this is only a 4-station ship. So the other 2 is a 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal and Lieutenant Universal. So they're all universal seats, so you can really have fun with this. Captains, I think you already know what we're gonna do with this, but we might surprise you and not go that way. We'll see. Consoles, 4 attack, 4 engineering, 3 psi, 1 universal. So you can put ISO mags and make this really beam heavy if you'd want to. Base turn rate 11, impulse mod 0.2, inertia 75, +5 to weapon power, +5 to engine power, +10 to aux. Of course, the console is the holomatrix distortion. Activate holomatrix, gather intel ship mechanic. It does have a cloaking device, it says. We barely use it anyway, so if anything. So holographic configuration. So of the tactical engineering science, as we've read before. And the mastery package is that of a cruiser, so plus physical and kinetic damage resistance, plus regen, plus energy and radiation damage resistance, plus max hull capacity, and the starship trait is Ouroboros Driver. Admiralty stats, 48, Eng, 36 psi, 42 tac. Its special is ×2 critical rating from events. The holographic configuration, so here we go. Some more details on this, here we go. We're going to spend a little time on this. So, holographic configuration tactical. While this configuration is active, the starship's system will dynamically reconfigure to fill more of an offensive role. This provides a boost to flight speed and turn rate, while reducing maximum hull capacity and maximum shield cap. The ship's subsystem power bonuses become +15 weapon power and +15 engine power. Defeating foes while this configuration is active will increase the foe's defeated counter on the tactical holographic configuration. Now, increasing the foe's defeated counter unlocks additional bonuses while in this mode. So, here you go, 50 foes defeated, -10 weapon power cost. You get 100, +2% critical chance with weapons, 150, +10% critical severity with weapons, 200, and it looks like that's the max, you get +10% weapon firing cycle haste. That's quite the interesting concept. Now we're going to go to engineering here. So while this configuration is active, the starship systems will dynamically reconfigure to fill more of an defensive role. This provides a boost to maximum hull capacity and maximum shield capacity while reducing flight speed and turn rate. The ship's subsystem power bonuses become +10 weapon power, +10 shield, and +10 aux. Defeating foes while this configuration is active will increase the foe's defeated counter of the engineering holographic configuration. So here you go, 50 foes defeated, we get +10% hull regen, 100 foes +10% shield regen, 150 +35 all damage resistance, 200 +5 max all power subsystems. Interesting. This could be used for a little bit of survival, especially for newer captains. If you get the 150 mark defeated. Next up, the psi configuration. So This is going to configure this ship to more of a supportive role, so this provides a boost to maximum shield capacity, flight speed, and turn range while reducing maximum hull capacity. Again, same thing, but this time the ship's subsystem power bonuses become plus 15 shield and aux. Defeating foes, again, here is the counter. So 50 plus 25 particle gen, 100, 25 control expertise, 150, 25 drain expertise, and 200 plus 10% recharge speed on universal console. So interesting. So more of a sci-fu configuration there, but upon 200 you get the 10% recharge speed on universal consoles. Interesting. Again, I don't really see this being anything special for older vet players. I think it sounds good, but I think I would rather use this for some console slot for something else. Not to say that we won't experiment, but I will actually let the experts, the DPS ones, tell us if this is good or not. But little note here, check this out. The foe's defeated counter for each mode resets after 20 hours without defeating a foe while using that mode. So every 20, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like once you defeat 200, it should stay until you switch ships. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Caps? Because every 20 hours you have to do it all again. Having said that, are there patrols you can do over and over again to get those bonuses? Sure. How long would that take? Not quite sure. We might have to do an experiment on that, but I'm not sure if it's worth that effort, to be honest. I'm being honest. Even if you're a competitive player, like trying to chase the deeps, I don't know if it's going to be worth to run a mission X amount of times to be able to get the max bonuses of defeating 200 in either configuration. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. So activate Holo Matrix will go on here. Along with its robust holographic configurations, the Federation Intel Holoship also comes with a feature that allows it to mask itself as other ships. When using this ability, a holomatrix field masks the ship with a hologram from a range of ships that served in the Dominion War era. LSI. We'll go over that LSI in a bit. The ship hologram is randomly chosen and changed depending on which holographic configuration the ship is in. The list of possible ship holograms increase depending on the foes defeated. Counter of each holographic configuration mode. There are 24 possible ship holograms. Interesting. So we'll go over it in the end because I'm a little heartbroken, but it's okay. So no holographic configuration, Maki Raider, Katinga class battle cruiser, or the New Orleans class recon destroyer. Now if we go tactical, okay, first up is the Mirador Raider. And here you go, 50 foes defeated, you get the Steam Runner class escort, 100 a Defiant class escort, 150 a Mogai class, 150 again, I guess, or I guess this is going to depend on, I guess it's going to be random. So 150 plus, you're either going to get a Mogai, an Akira, a Kipu light battle cruiser, or the Husnuk warship. This might be RNG, but it would be nice if you can actually just pick what you wanted, as opposed to, because if I use this, I wouldn't want to be in anything but an Akira, Defiant, or Steamer, to be honest with you, Caps. That's just me. That's for the tactical configuration. For engineering, this is what you get. So the first one is the Miranda class light cruiser, the Antares variant. 50 foes defeated, Vorcha. 100, the Jem'Hadar battle cruiser. And then 150, you either get, I guess, the Galaxy class, the Deridex, Jem'Hadar Dreadnought, or the Sovereign class assault cruiser. For science, the default is Birth class, of course, why not? For 50 plus defeated foes, the Nebula class advanced science vessel, Phoenix variant. 100 plus foes, Scimitar class warbird. You would think that would be under the 150. Like, why? That just seems so random. Under science configuration? Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. 150 foes, you either get the Olympic class. Like, why could you not switch these two? Whatever. Intrepid class, long range science vessel, Sonar Command science vessel, or the Luna class reconnaissance science vessel. I, I just throwing that scimitar in there is just kind of weird, but. Console universal, the holomatrix distortion. So applying the knowledge on the holographic projections, this console can trigger a holomatrix distortion around the ship, which increases its defenses or defensive capabilities by placating nearby enemies. While the enemies are placated, this allows your crew to prepare your ship against the upcoming threat, applying temporary hull points and increasing your own all damage resistance, further enhanced for each target hit, while also decreasing enemies' damage resistance. This console also provides a passive boost to inertia rating and defensive rating. So there you go. To self, increase temp HP plus 5% all damage resistance for 15 seconds. Additional plus 5% all damage resistance per foe hit. To target, minus 25% all damage resistance for up to 10 foes and a 10 click radius for 15 seconds. Placate. So there's the info on that. Starship trait, the Ouroboros driver. While this trait is slotted and when activating a tactical or intelligence bridge officer ability, it will reduce the recharge time of all cooldowns on engineering and miracle worker bridge officer abilities and vice versa. Not bad. Again, for a beginner captain in Star Trek Online, I think this would be a great placeholder, and it's free. So to self, minus 10% recharge time on tactical and intelligence bridge officer abilities when using engineering or miracle worker bridge officer abilities. Minus 10% recharge time on engineering and miracle worker bridge officer abilities when using tactical or intelligence bridge officer abilities. So there is that. It sounds like an interesting ship, and it is an experimental ship that has been told us that some may not like, but some will. Now, going back to what I said earlier, that we are going to circle around to this, the Dominion War. Captains know that I did a video going over this here, which is actually still up on the X feed here, which was showing these pictures. Now, these are the ships that we can turn into. Of course, I thought, silly me, this was going to be a Dominion War TFO. I mean, it just seemed so random for them to throw in there, oh yeah, check these ships out from the Dominion War. I thought automatically, hey, there's a new TFO coming. Having said that, with the views that video got, I think it's a popular idea. And Deca, I think we want a DS9 history battle recreation in Star Trek Online. Just saying. Just saying. But this, of course, was just teasing the ships that the Holoship can turn into, which we read all over here, except the Excelsior. The Excelsior wasn't there. I didn't see a Saber either. But there's that in TARS, and I was corrected by someone that this, and I couldn't remember in the video, but this ship variant is from Star Trek Infinite or Infinity. That was the sort of follow-up to Star Trek Armada series. Of course, there's the Holoship changing thingy. I thought it was a wormhole. It's a Maquis Raider. Again, the Holoship glimmer is there, and this was just a close-up of the hull. So I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong, but you can't blame me, Captain, for wishful thinking. It was a question mark. The thumbnail was a question mark. I didn't say it was coming. I didn't say it was for sure. It was a fun video discussion regardless. So again, I can admit when I'm wrong. Now, having said that, I think what we're going to do with this ship is have a little fun. Will we put our normal torpedo beam builder? Of course. But what I think we might do is turn this into a Borg probe. Because why not? It's pretty close. What'd you say, Gaps? Brick? Oh, whoops. Brick? Brick. Brick? Brick. Comment below, brick. Now, it's not going to have the green little lights over here, but if we use the Borg Vanity Shield, it could be a co-op brick, probe. But that's maybe one of the things that we'll do, or we will do, just to have fun with this ship, because why not? Again, it's a free ship. Captains who are just starting Star Trek Online, it sounds like it's going to be a capable ship to get you through the beginning of your career and to fill in for essentially, you know, until you get better ships. So Chaps, that's going to be the video. Again, I was wrong on the teaser of a DS9 recreation battle. Doesn't mean that I don't want it in game. I want it in game. But having said that, this is an interesting concept. Definitely going to be interesting when we add this to the fleet. And when we do, of course, we will share what we actually do on it as a build here on the YouTube channel. So look out for that. Captains, do us a huge favor, hit the like button, as it will help this video, help the overall channel out. Also, comment below whatever you want to comment. I guess, what do you think of the ship? Do you already have a build idea? I would like to know that. And of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the YouTube Bridge. And we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.